Chapter 244, Black Armor Army. Entering through the wide city gates, a noisy city unfolded in front of them, with cultivators everywhere, a sea of traffic and people. 10 Imperial-grade fierce beast hearts for extreme spiritual weapons. Walking by, don't miss it, selling off the heavenly snow divine bow, 1 crippled treasure weapon. The city of heaven was bustling with people. Kang Chon's trio was dumbstruck. Was this the city of heaven? It was completely different from what they had imagined. There seemed to be a less majestic atmosphere, not like an ancient city at the end of the spirit ceiling space. However, there were indeed a lot of strong people within the city of heaven. As far as the eye could see, a sea of emperor-level powerhouses. Among them, there were also many quasi-invincible powerhouses, a whole world of strong people. I wonder how many peerless powerhouses there are in the city of heaven, Little Gold muttered, his eyes sizzling with battle intent. Let's find a place to ask around. I heard that the battlefield in the city of heaven has a passageway to leave the spirit ceiling space. I don't know where it is, Van Shin said. Kang Chon nodded, and the three of them ended up finding a restaurant, in which they inquired about various rumors. The restaurant was very lively. There were many cultivators gathered here, talking about all sorts of events in the city of heaven, and the one that involved the most was still a certain invincible powerhouse. Have you guys heard about it? Demon Heaven swept away 10 invincible powerhouses in one battle, with only one escaping with serious injuries, and when the news spread, it shook the entire Heaven's city battlefield. A young man at the peak of the Imperial level said. The crowd in the restaurant was extremely shocked. Many people heard this rumor for the first time and were immediately shaken. Devil Heaven, they knew very well. That was a terrifying invincible powerhouse that had long since reigned supreme. In the spirit ceiling space, an invincible powerhouse that had the best chance of shattering the vacuum. Now that Devil Heaven had swept away 10 invincible powerhouses in one battle, this might was getting stronger and stronger, and it was already hard to find his opponent in the entire spirit ceiling space. This Devil Sky little monk knows. He's the first disciple of the Devil Sex outer gate. I didn't expect him to come to the spirit ceiling space as well. It seems that he has taken the lineage of body refining as well, Brahma Heart said with a gloomy face. Kang Chon was surprised. The Devil Sect. This was the #1 sect of the Devil Dao, on par with the Heavenly Dao Sect, one of the #1 sects in the entire Flood continent, with unrivaled might. I didn't expect that the Devil Sect would have a disciple here, and it was also the #1 disciple of the Outer Sect. From this, it was clear that this Devil Sky was very uncomplicated. The Devil Sect had so many outer disciples, just like the Heavenly Dao Sect. Even if Kang Chon was in the Heavenly Dao Sect, he wouldn't dare to call himself the #1 outer disciple. This Devil Sky was able to become the first outer disciple of the Devil Sect. His talent was imaginable, and he was definitely a formidable opponent. Moreover, as the leaders of the righteous and devilish paths, the Heavenly Dao Sect and the Devil Sect were natural opposites. And once the disciples of the two sects met on the righteous and devilish battlefield, it was almost like they would not rest until they were dead. Therefore, even though Kang Chon hadn't met this Devil Sky, his heart was already wary of this person. Even if they didn't meet in the spirit ceiling space, they would inevitably meet in the future in the positive devil battlefield. And sooner or later, both sides would have a battle, which was a duel between the positive and the devil. HMPH, a mere Devil Sky. How can he be my brother's opponent? I'll take care of him when the time comes. Xiao Jin had a disdainful look on his face. He was unimpressed with the esteem of the crowd around him. Of course, they were transmitting sound dialogue. Otherwise, if the others heard them, they would definitely think they were idiots. Not to be underestimated. This person was able to kill 10 invincible powerhouses. He definitely has his own strengths, Kang Chon said in a deep voice. Hearing Kang Chon say that, Xiao Jin had no choice but to shut up. But his eyes were unconcerned, clearly not taking Kang Chon's reminder to heart. He didn't feel that demon heaven was that powerful. HMPH, don't be met by the monkey master, otherwise. He, Xiaojin thought in his heart about how to abuse devil heaven when he met him in the future. Kang Qian shook his head and no longer paid attention to Xiaojin. He and Brahma Xing continued to listen to the talk of the surrounding cultivators. They got quite a lot of news about Devil Sky from the words these people talked about. This was definitely a world-defying powerhouse from the time he entered the spirit sealing space. He hadn't lost a single battle since then, and was absolutely invincible. HMPH, brother, haven't you also not lost? Xiaojin sniffed with a face full of disdain, but his eyes were much more grave. Obviously, having heard the crowd's discussion, his heart placed much more importance on this unseen devil heaven. Devil heaven's reputation in the spirit sealing space was very high. He was in the world's limelight. His dazzling light overshadowed all the geniuses, making the crowd worship him, and he was known as the Supreme. This was an awe-inspiring title, and so far, there were only 2 supreme beings in the entire spirit sealing space, and one of them was Demon Heaven. The other supreme sovereign was a demonic powerhouse, the 3rd prince of the Zhao Long clan, who was honored as the 3rd prince of the dragon. Kang Qian quickly learnt about the past of these 2 supreme beings from the mouths of the people around him. Whether it was Demon Heaven or the 3rd prince of the dragon, both of them were invincible all the way through and had never lost a single battle. Even when they faced invincible powerhouses, they swept through, and almost no one lasted more than a few rounds in their hands. The 3rd prince of the dragon had entered the spirit sealing space 1 step ahead of Devil Heaven, and had claimed the title of honor long before Devil Heaven, being invincible in the entire spirit sealing space. Later on, Devil Heaven rose strongly, allowing the crowd to see the hope of fighting against the 3rd prince of the dragon. Only that the 2 of them had never met, so no one knew who of them was a bit stronger. Both of them had entered the heavenly city battlefield at the moment, and had made a great name for themselves in it. And every day, there were all sorts of shocking news about them coming in. And they were the after-dinner talk of the crowd of cultivators in the heavenly city. Kang Qian's trio had listened to half a day's worth of news in the restaurant, but they had only obtained news about these 2, and there was no news at all about the passageway to leave the spirit sealing space. Obviously, this was a secret that not everyone knew about. Perhaps only those invincible powerhouses knew something about it. The 3 of them ended up staying at this tavern, continuing to pry for news while waiting for the opening of the heavenly city battlefield. In the middle of the tavern, an ordinary-looking youth stole a glance at the backs of Kang Qian's trio, and then quietly left. Soon, the youth who left the restaurant entered a luxurious mansion within the city of heaven. Inside the mansion, a bewitching peerless beauty lay on her side on top of a bed couch, gently blinking a pair of seductive and soul-captivating eyes as she swept her eyes over the youths, standing respectfully below, and said indifferently, "Are you sure that you didn't see it wrong, and that it was really them?" Reporting to the 7th madam, "Those 3 are exactly as you described, a purple-robed youth, a bald monk, and a golden-haired monkey. Such a combination is very conspicuous, and I am absolutely sure that I won't misread it," the youth said respectfully. Only the color of disdain flashed in his eyes. This demon fox in front of him was only evening out an invincible powerhouse. Otherwise, with her little strength, she was not even his opponent. It seems to be true. That purple-robed youth is hegemonic Emperor Kang Qian. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I don't know if you still remember me as the Fox Emperor. I said that I would make you regret it." On top of the bed, the absolute beauty slowly stood up, twisting her delicate body, a pair of beautiful eyes staring into the distance, shooting out icy killing intent. In the middle of the restaurant, Kang Qian's 3 people were each cultivating in their rooms, realizing the power of a peerless level flesh body. From the battle with the heavenly dragon to the time he stepped into the invincible realm, Kang Tian had not stopped cultivating, his fleshly body becoming stronger every day. getting closer and closer to that realm of shattering the vacuum. At this current rate, my 9-turn Zhuang should be able to break through the 4th layer within a year. Kang Chon couldn't help but think in his heart as he checked the state of his body. Just this 1 year was still his conservative estimate. If it was fast, he could even break through in half a year. Moreover, this spirit sealing space was full of opportunities. Who knew what would happen in the future? Kang Chon was not anxious in his heart. In the cultivation world, many powerful cultivators had been cultivating for hundreds or thousands of years. Even his 3rd senior brother was over 100 years old, and he was only in his 30s now. Totally not worth mentioning in the cultivation world. Kang Chon himself wanted to cultivate slowly and build up his base well, so that his cultivation in the future would be more stable and have a deep foundation. Time passed quickly, and in a flash, it had already been half a month since Kang Chon's trio had arrived in the City of Heaven. During this half a month, they had wandered around the various restaurants in the city, probing around for news, obtaining quite a bit of valuable information, and had a vague understanding of the Heavenly City battlefield. As the final test of the spirit sealing space, the Heavenly City's battlefield was different from the City of Man's battlefield as well as the Earthly City's battlefield, and it was rumored that the Heavenly City battlefield was equipped with gravity formations, and that every trial participant who entered it had to suffer from a huge weight of 100,000 jinn, and even invincible level powerhouses could not fly in it. Moreover, there were many powerful ferocious beasts within the Heavenly City battlefield. Even invincible level ferocious beasts were quite a few, and quasi-invincible level ferocious beasts could be found everywhere. So it could truly be said that there were crises everywhere, and that if one wasn't careful, they would fall. An idle Emperor level powerhouse going in would almost be looking for death, at the very least. A quasi-invincible level trialist would have to go in to have a slight chance. As for invincible powerhouses, as long as they were careful, there was no great danger to their lives. Of course, crises coexisted with opportunities, and within the Heavenly City battlefield, which was filled with crises everywhere, there were also many opportunities scattered throughout. There was once a person who discovered the cave of a former senior, obtained a powerful treasure weapon, and crossed the City of Heaven battlefield, looking out of the corner of his eye. There was once a person who accidentally consumed a spirit fruit, and his cultivation directly rose from the Emperor level to the Invincible level, successfully leaving the spirit sealing space. There was once someone who, after killing a ferocious beast, found a stone tablet in its body, on which was recorded a supreme divine ability, and after he had cultivated it, he was almost invincible at the same level. In short, the battlefield in the City of Heaven was full of opportunities. As long as you were alive, you had a chance, and maybe the next lucky guy would be you. Therefore, despite the fact that the City of Heaven battlefield was very cruel and dangerous, there was still a lot of trialists who entered it after it opened every time, seeking opportunities. What an interesting place. I'm looking forward to it more and more. Kang Chon smiled faintly. Brother, there are only 10 days left before the next Heavenly City battlefield opens. Should we continue to stay here to spy or enter the battlefield? Little Gold on the side inquired. Van Qing glanced at Little Gold. He could already see the scorching light in Little Gold's eyes. This fellow clearly wanted to enter the battlefield earlier. Enter the battlefield. Kang Chon mused for a moment and said, would he not know Little Jin's mind? But he was also too lazy to continue staying in the City of Heaven, because within this half a month he had already run all over the City of Heaven, and then continue to stay pure waste of time. Might as well go to the battlefield to touch the chance. Okay. Little Gold sniffed and cheered out. Van Qing also revealed a smile. The three of them then continued to stay in the restaurant to cultivate, waiting for the Heavenly City battlefield to open. At night, the wind was chilly and cool to the bone. During the day, the City of Heaven was illuminated by 3 suns and was scorching hot. But at night, the city of heaven was shrouded by a chilling aura that was deeply cold to the bone. In the middle of the restaurant, the cool moonlight shone in through the window, spilling down on Kangchon, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed, his eyes tightly closed, his eyebrows trembling, and the lavender light slowly penetrated through his body, enveloping his entire body. Kangtion concentrated on his cultivation. The 9 revolutions, Zhuanggong in his body, was running at a rapid pace. A pure energy was refining his fleshly body, making it more and more powerful, gradually approaching the level of a treasure weapon. Swoosh! Suddenly, a piercing cold light flickers and passes. In the dark night, several black shadows ***** come. Sword light flashes in their hands, killing aura.